How can immersing yourself in research affect your effectiveness as a leader? I've been conducting research for a long time. I learned about heuristic inquiry many years ago. Heuristic inquiry is a way of conducting research by immersing yourself in the research. It is especially relevant to leaders because people recognize that leaders and the effectiveness of leaders impact the effectiveness of the performance of their team. Heuristic inquiry is based upon the premise that it is not possible to remove the observer from the observed. Therefore, the observer always has an influence upon what they observe. In a similar way, a leader always has influence upon the performance of their team. My story today is going to focus on selling because I've been learning about selling since I launched my business over 6 years ago. And it does not mean that heuristic inquiry, that doing your own research, replaces hiring a professional consultant, coach, or trainer. I've been blessed to be in a mentoring relationship with Eric Lawfong, who's an international sales trainer and coach, for the past 6 years. And I do want to acknowledge Eric because he's made a difference in me. Yet, also, let's focus in on heuristic inquiry. Here's an example, a story about me learning how to sell. I led a webinar for a group of people. One of the people in that webinar elected to accept my offer to achieve a breakthrough in a breakthrough session. He was so anxious to receive a breakthrough from me that he reached out and sent me an email 4 days before his breakthrough session. In his email, what he said was that he is a professional sales representative and that he's not been meeting his sales goals for several consecutive months. That means his job was in jeopardy and he was experiencing pain. Then he said he read a book about fear of failure or fear of success. And he said he wasn't quite sure whether he suffered from fear of failure or fear of success. He wanted me to know, though, that whichever fear it was debilitating to him. Then he also shared that he had done some reading about clinical depression. And he was concerned that he might be suffering from clinical depression because he was having difficulty sleeping at night. And he felt lethargic during the day. And his daily productivity was highly erratic. It would be very variable, and seldom did he ever reach a level of performance that was consistent with what he knew he needed to do to meet the sales results that he had for his goals. I carefully crafted an email response to his email to me. My concern was if I'm going to help him experience a breakthrough in 4 days, then I'd be wise to get him thinking before his breakthrough session. I carefully crafted 6 open-ended questions, and I sent him an email response the same day as I received his email. Then, 4 days later, when we had his breakthrough session, the first thing he shared with me that is he already experienced his breakthrough. He had invested 2 hours the same day that he received my email, chewing on those questions, and then had been taking consistent action for 4 consecutive days. And he knew based upon the action that he was taking that he'd already broken out of his sales slump because he knew what he needed to do each day to reach his sales goals. I was learning then too. What I was learning about selling. And I did not do business with Stephen because Stephen had already achieved the breakthrough that he wanted in his breakthrough session. I did learn something though, and I've been learning something for the last 6+ years. I learned a little bit more about my ideal client from working with Stephen. I learned that it's not somebody like Stephen that I want to work with. It's someone who wants to have the skills that I utilized with Stephen to impact someone else, to empower someone on their team to experience a breakthrough. My name is Keith Weedman. I'm the principal and founder of Level 3 by Design. My passion is my company's mission, helping leaders elevate their skill to empower people and affect change in multiple ways through one brief interaction. I'm still learning about selling, and I can tell you that what I do is relevant to selling too. Not any kind of selling, the kind of selling that people do that build relationships as a part of the selling process. Because when you empower someone, you also strengthen your relationship with them, and also provide benefits for them that are unexpected. And I will be back soon with another tip to help you elevate your skill to empower people. Thanks so much for your time.